Hello, this is Kenneth Orloff, and my informative speech. Here's my audience.
There he is.
There's heroes and there's legends. Heroes get remembered, but legends never die. George Herman Ruth Jr. was truly a baseball legend. Some say he was more than a man, but less than a god. Babe Ruth is considered one of the greatest baseball players and one of the most recognized athletes ever. He changed the game of baseball, and his legacy still remains today. His dominance on the baseball field earned him the nicknames of the Great Bambino, the King of Crash, the Sultan of SWAT, and the Titan of Terror. I've been a fan of baseball my whole life and used outside resources to gain knowledge about the Babe. I'm going to start with his early years and then proceed to his major league career, his later life, and finally his legacy. Babe Ruth was born on February 6, 1895, in Baltimore, Maryland. He had a rough start to his life. Only one of his seven siblings survived infancy, and his mother died of tuberculosis while he was still a teenager. He was sent to St. Mary's School for Boys, a reformatory and orphanage. He stayed there 12 years, and this is where he was first introduced to baseball. He only saw his family for special occasions. He joined the St. Mary's baseball team, and his baseball abilities were soon noticed. The owner of the minor league Baltimore Orioles was impressed with the Babe's pitching abilities. Babe Ruth signed a minor league contract for $250 per month. Although only a minor leaguer, he pitched two wins against two major league teams in spring training. His major league career began when he was actually sold to the Boston Red Sox. He was mainly a pitcher and only appeared in 5 games in 1914. He picked up his first career win in his major league debut. He secured a spot in the starting rotation in spring training 1915. In 1918, he started to become an everyday player and started pitching less. He was sold to the New York Yankees in 1919. Here's a picture of the Babe playing for the Yankees. He played 15 seasons for the Yankees and only pitched 5 games, winning them all. He was mostly an everyday outfielder. In 1923, the Yankees moved from the famous ballpark Polo Grounds to the new Yankee Stadium, which became to be known as the house that Ruth built. In 1927, he was the leader of one of the best baseball teams ever. The dominant starting lineup was nicknamed Murderer's Row, which included Ruth and Lou Gehrig. Here's a picture of the 1927 Yankees with Ruth and Lou Gehrig. In the 1932 World Series, Babe Ruth allegedly called his own home run shot. He supposedly pointed his finger to deep center field to the bleachers, predicting a home run. This became one of the legendary moments in baseball history. During his 15-year Yankee career, he led the Yankees to 7 pennants and 4 World Series titles. In 1935, he was traded to the Boston Braves. He only had 72 at-bats and his condition was declining. He could barely do more than trot around the bases. He retired from baseball on May 27, 1935. In his later life, Babe Ruth started experiencing pain over his left eye. It was found that he had a malignant tumor that had encircled his carotid artery. He died on August 16, 1948, from pneumonia. However, his legacy still remains today. He changed the game of baseball. Popularity of baseball exploded in the 20s due mainly to his influence. He ushered in the live ball era of baseball. He transitioned the game of baseball from a low-scoring, speed-oriented game to a high-scoring, power-oriented game. His famous number 3 was retired by the Yankees in 1948. A Babe Ruth Birthplace Museum is located in Baltimore for the viewing public. He had many accomplishments throughout his baseball career. Perhaps the greatest was that, unlike many power hitters, he also hit for a high average. He ranks third all time ever in home runs with 714. He ranks 10th all time in batting average and second all time in RBI. In 1936, he was one of the first 5 players to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. In conclusion, it is easy to see why Babe Ruth is considered one of the greatest baseball players ever. He changed the game of baseball and increased the popularity tremendously. He helped make the game what it is today. To further add to his greatness, Babe Ruth hit home runs on hot dogs and beer, while others today are doing it on steroids. I will finish with a quote from Babe Ruth. The only real game, I think, in the world is baseball.